If you landed on this video, if the algorithm gave this video to you, it's because you were meant to be here. I have 4 subscribers on this account. I have an account where I teach e-commerce. I've made quite a bit of money online. I know my room doesn't reflect that of a rich lifestyle, but I am moving to Thailand in 4 months, so that's gonna be pretty damn cool. I wanted to make this video to give you guys my 1-year progress on moving out of my hometown and living essentially by myself. I moved out of my hometown in LA in California about a year and 2 months ago, and it really seems like it was a month ago that happened. It's flying by so fucking quick. It's actually ridiculous. And I'm not going to be here too much longer. I live in Texas now, but again, I'm moving to Thailand in 4 months, and the plan was very simple. It was leave my hometown, leave my family, leave my friends, leave essentially everything behind, and come here and figure it all out. And it was a lot of hard work, and it was a lot of pain, and a lot of stress, and a lot of problems, and a lot of issues, and a lot of double shifts, and not getting paid enough for my value at jobs, and switching jobs, and trying to figure out if this whole money online thing works, and how can I do this. Well, I've been 3 months self-employed, and in those 3 months, I've made between $8,000 to $16,000 a month. This is with e-commerce, online business, mentoring, and my video production as well. And I have put my eggs in many, many, many baskets, and I have stretched myself out extremely thin. I'm even stretching myself out by making this channel, to be honest with you, and talking. Because there have been so many ideas that I wanted to start and try, and to be honest with you, the interesting part is that I have gained success or minor success in all of these ideas, but the only reason that these ideas did not continue was because I stopped. I was just not consistent. And it was happening a lot, and I would always latch on to something new, and I had a very, very prolonged shiny object syndrome where I would move on to the next thing as soon as I could find it because it was making more money and it was doing this for this guy. But I left my hometown because I wanted to leave all that bullshit behind, focus on one thing for a while. And even here, I had problems doing that. There were still times where I was trying to do multiple things at once, and I'm still struggling with doing multiple things at once. The interesting part is that by doing multiple things at once, I've been able to, I guess, not progress as quick, but everything kind of snowballs and exponentially grows to a point where putting just a little bit of effort into everything every day has allowed me to grow an account on Instagram to over 117,000 followers. And this was in the span of pretty much a year and a half. And I have been able to generate over $300,000 in total of revenue online. And these are things that kind of exponentially grow, and you put time and time and time and time, and it doesn't work. And you keep grinding and you keep working, and it's not generating anything. You work, nothing. You continue working every single day, and you don't see any results. But even though it's illogical, and understand that one day it's going to pay off. And that's what I did. I came here and I just knew that I would figure it out, and it's getting to the point where everything is kind of falling into place for me. And if you're struggling with anything, whether that's mental health or financial problems, or you just don't know who you are anymore and you're young and you're trying to figure yourself out, I think one of the best things you can do, I know it's a very drastic change, but it's to leave. It's to go somewhere new and become a new person. Because it's not that I didn't like who I was, but it was that I felt like I was stuck and I wasn't progressing as much as I wanted to. And I guess making that leap of faith, making that change, allowed for forcing myself. It allowed for me to force myself to make it work, because if I didn't make it work, then I would have to pay rent, and if I couldn't pay rent, I would be homeless in a state where I don't have any family, or essentially anybody but one person who was my roommate who moved out with me. And so I think that forcing yourself to succeed and forcing yourself to achieve is, it's a very, very powerful way to get things done, because you don't want to succeed, you need to. But there's a problem because even though this mindset has gotten me, you know, got me pretty far in life, it's also been a problem when it comes to relationships or communication with people because it is a whatever it takes situation, and I have a mindset where I hate to lose more than I love to win. Um, I the feeling that I have when something doesn't go right, or the feeling that I have when I feel like I have failed at something, lingers a lot more than the feeling of greatness when it is that I achieve something. Which is why I hate to lose, and I have lost many times, and I think that that's what pushed me forward to continue, because that feeling, it stings and it lingers, and not even just financially, but losing people and losing friends or losing, you know, relationships or people that you're close with, it's not a good feeling. Um, and I think that, you know, a lot of a lot of my motivation has come from, to be honest, negativity. A lot of my motivation has not come from being positive, and recently that's been shifting and that's been changing, and I noticed a big change in, I guess, the frequencies of my mind, when I did make that change of, well, I want to achieve because I don't like where I am and who I am, um, to saying to yourself, I'm very confident as a person that I can make this work, and my life is beautiful and my life is great, and I am thankful for everything that's happened, um, which is why I know that the things that I want are going to work. And making that change has and making that change realistically is the first step to anything, because even though if you have motivation from, hating yourself, or from wanting to be better than other people, or feeling like you're not good enough, you're going to tend to notice that no matter how much you're achieving, you're always going to feel that. And if you're always going to feel that, you're never going to feel like you're going to achieve anything. And then the universe will tell you, well, if you feel like you're not going to achieve anything, okay, here's the proof, and you don't achieve anything. But if you do the reverse and you tell yourself, I am great, I am confident, I am beautiful, I'm a great person, and I am thankful for life, and I'm thankful to exist, then the universe will provide you with proof that this is true. Um, I'm not sure. I don't know if you guys, I've been a very logical person, and I haven't really, believed in religion for a long time, but I do believe in the power of the mind. I believe in the power of manifestation. I believe in frequencies, and I believe that the mind can elevate itself to a point where it can create its own reality. Um, and everybody is living their own reality. Everyone is their own God in a sense. And life for me started changing and getting better the second that I would wake up, and realize that life is worth living and that I am thankful to be here, instead of waking up dreading having to go to work, dreading the double shifts that I had to work. Instead, I would wake up and shift the mindset and say, I get to go to work. I get to have a job today. I get to be with coworkers and talk about life, and talk about my goals, and what I want to do. And as soon as I made that change, everything shifted and things started working in my favor. And I can promise you that I know that it's very easy to hate on things. It's extremely easy to complain. It's easy, with your friends, even like when you're out having fun with your boys and drinking and doing whatever. It's so fun to make fun of other things. It's so fun to even self pity in a way of joking, right? But your mind doesn't know what's a joke and what's real. If you say something out loud, your mind tries to find proof that this is legit, that this is real. Even if you know it's a joke, subconsciously your mind is not going to know, and it's not going to be able to differentiate if you were telling the truth or not. I think that leaving everything behind, being alone for a while, has made me realize, how much I was missing in mindset, and how much I was missing in general, um, and how much even I was taking for granted. You know, I was living with my parents, and I just the simple thought of, you know, just simple bills that I never thought about. These are things that I have to focus on now and worry about. Um, but it makes you realize how much there is to be thankful for. And it always seems like people are always thankful for something that happened in retrospect. And it's very hard for somebody to be thankful of something in the now, in the present. Um, if you guys have seen The Office, where Andy, towards the end of the season says, I wish there was a way to know that you're in the good old days before you've actually left them." And there is a way to know that, and it's to be grateful, it's to be thankful, and to enjoy, and not worry about the future or dwell on the past. And I have had many problems with being anxious of the future and being in a depressive state because of things that have happened in the past, and I still struggle with that, and it's a problem that happens, and I understand. But I think that as soon as I make that switch, and as soon as you make that switch of living in the now and actually being okay with who you are and the things that have happened to you, they made you who you are. As soon as you're okay with that, I promise you that life will actually start to pave a path that allows you to become the person that you want to be. And if you're watching this video, it's probably because you're not where you want to be. I know I'm not where I want to be, but at the same time, I am grateful for who I am now because I'm exactly the person I wanted to be 5 years ago. I was the person that I wanted to be when I was 16, praying, wishing that I could be this person. The person that 16-year-old me would have thought that that's the GOAT. That's the man. He made it. He did it. And now that I'm there, now that I'm in that version of myself from 16, now I'm 22 years old and doing those things that I told myself I would do. Well, now I just have to enjoy and continue moving forward, because if you set these goals and set a really high standard for yourself, that's great and it helps you achieve. But once you achieve that, what's next? What do you move on from? What goes after that? And I think that this is a really big problem, especially with the college industries, because it puts you in a position of, well, once you achieve this job, once you achieve this degree, that's it. Your life is good. It's not. That's not how it works. Life is not going to be easy once you obtain a material, once you obtain a degree, a job. It doesn't just magically just start working. It doesn't magically just start getting good. You have to be in a mindset before you are in that mindset. You have to be that person before you become that person. That's the only way realistically that you are going to achieve anything that you told yourself you would do, because just manifesting, just believing that you can be that, it's not enough. You have to be that before you be that, if that makes sense. You have to become who you want to be before you become that person. Tell yourself, if you want to be a millionaire, tell yourself that is who you are. And if you do that, the universe will will try to prove or disprove if that is who you are. And if you actually believe it, then these opportunities that come to you, you'll accept them. And you'll see a lot more of them. You'll look at life through that lens of, I am a millionaire, therefore I am doing things as a millionaire. If you want to be a professional actor, then you have to tell yourself before you are that actor that you are that actor. That is how life works. That is how you achieve anything that you could ever possibly imagine. And that's how I have achieved so much in such little time, by just taking this leap. As soon as I had left my hometown, I told myself, this is who I am. And me leaving was a physical representation of me telling myself that that's who I am. I always told myself, I'm going to make money online. I'm going to be rich. I'm going to do this. And the universe, gave me opportunities back when I was living in LA, and I would kind of just be lazy with them. And I told myself, well, okay, now I'm going to actually do it. And I'm going to throw myself into the wolves. And the universe said, well, here's your proof. Let's see if you can do something with it. And I did. I just want anybody who's watching this video to understand that you are not alone in your thoughts. You're not alone in your problems, your anxieties. I'm by no means like a person who is a professional at this shit. Like, I am just a human being just like anybody else. But what I can tell you is that I know for a fact having the right mindset will progress you faster and better quality than anyone else. Because even though hating yourself is a very good motivator to achieve, it's not good for long term.